And it's been a mess for centuries. Really. It's been a mess for a long time.
For centuries. Centuries. Not 1948. Centuries. Happy New Year and welcome to another episode of the Olive Roots podcast. I'm your host, Chosi Ayub. Today I want to dissect this video where Malkowski meets with Trump in Mar-a-Lago, Florida. So let's take a look.
We had a very good talk. We spoke at 8 o'clock in the morning our time.
He fixes his tie, try to look like Trump, try to look like somebody important. The butcher of Gaza.
We had a very good talk. We spoke at 8 o'clock in the morning our time. And it was a very productive talk. I mean, we have a few...
Oh, here we go. The schnoz right there.
Very thorny issues, as you can imagine. He knows about thorny issues probably better than anybody in the world. But
he knows about authority issues. What does that even mean? He knows about genocide and killing children. Why is there a criminal standing right there next to, well, another criminal, but one of them is worse than the other, from what I know. Maybe both should be in prison, one for genocide and one for the Epstein Island. And treason, because he's serving Israel, not the United States of Israel.
it's working out. We have...
Look how he keeps looking at him. He's like, oh, please give me more money. Give me more money. I just want money. Give me more money, tanks, bombs. Just give me. Judeo-Christian. Don't be anti-Semitic, Trump.
a couple of issues that we're going to get resolved, hopefully. And if we get them resolved, you're going to have peace.
Peace. What peace? You're standing next to a lunatic, a demon. You're talking about peace. You just bombed Nigeria. And there's no proof that you took out any of the terrorists. You just bombed Venezuela because you want to change the regime and steal the oil. What peace? You're funding Ukraine, the proxy war, which is killing tens of thousands of Ukrainian men that are forced to join to fight Russia because, you know, they don't like Russia. NATO, Europe, they don't like Russia because Russia is independent. They want to destroy Russia. So who's the bad guy? I'll let you decide.
You're going to have Ukraine losing 26,000 soldiers a month. Can you believe it? A month, 26,000.
He's shaking his head. He's like, yeah, 26,000 a month. It doesn't matter that 26,000 of children in the first 3 months of the genocide that were killed. You're talking to a lunatic, the butcher of Gaza, about people getting killed. And he's like, yeah, with his colonized ribbon. Disgusting human being, if he's human. Who knows? Maybe they're both reptilians. Fallen ones? Who knows, man? But don't say that. That's anti-Semitic.
Young, beautiful soldiers, and plus some people in Kiev. And
What's the hand motion like? What does it do? I don't know. That's weird.
relatively small, but a lot, still people, and it's a lot of people. But 26,000 soldiers were killed last month. Yeah, please.
President Trump, are you going to allow Turkish forces, or do you expect Turkish forces to be stationed in Gaza?
So I have a great relationship with President Erdogan, and we'll be talking about it. And if it's good, I think that's good. And a lot will be having to do with Bibi. We're going to be talking about that. But Turkey's been great.
Look how Malkowski keep looking at him. You can tell that Malkowski fears Turkey. Turkey has a strong army. And, it's a competition. There's going to be the greater Israel or the greater Turkey, like the Ottoman Empire. That's why Milkowski just went to Cyprus and had an alliance with them and Greece, because south of Cyprus is Greek, north of Cyprus is Turkish. So there you have it.
Right. And he's been, excellent as far as I'm concerned. I don't know about you.
Because they want to try to put some forces in Gaza from Turkey to try to protect the Gazans and bring peace. But Israel does not want that, because they want to keep massacring Palestinians in Gaza. So if you put another army and Israel attacks that army, now you're declaring war with Turkey, which is a NATO country. So now all the NATO countries have to fight Israel. And I don't know what America is going to do at that point. And I think Russia, Iran, and China will be eating popcorn.
To me, he's been very good.
To you, he's been very good. He's like, give me a compliment. Give me a compliment. Look at him. Look at Malkowski. What are these reptilians, fallen ones? What's wrong? What's going on here? You got two criminals. One is a genocider and another is a PDF, Epstein Island.
Tell me a little bit about your relationship with Prime Minister Netanyahu and how important it is for you to see him be pardoned by the Israeli president.
Look, he's a wartime prime minister. He's done a phenomenal job.
Phenomenal job. Did a great job in the genocide. Takes one to know one.
He's taken Israel through a very dangerous period of trauma.
Ain't that right? You're taking Israel and the Jewish people on a ride. I wonder where that ride will end. In the lake of fire, maybe?
Israel with other people might not exist right now, if you want to know the truth.
Maybe that would be the best thing that ever happened to humanity, because there won't be any wars in the so-called Middle East, West Asia. There won't be ISIS, extremism, terrorism, Hamas, Hezbollah, Houthi. Maybe none of that would have happened. Maybe September 11 wouldn't have happened. The JFK assassination, USS Liberty, Charlie Kirk, and so on and so on and so on.
That's a pretty big statement, but it's true. I feel that. You had the wrong prime minister. Israel right now would not exist.
Really? Well, he's been there for about 40 years and it was existing since 1948. So I don't know what you're talking about. He's just taking it on a ride now. God's chosen people. Apparently, that's how God's chosen people look like. They're Polish.
Because they were met with a force, the likes of which very few countries could have handled. And we worked together and we were extremely victorious, to put it mildly.
Victorious? On children? Or you're striking Iran, which proved that it didn't do much. Iran was decimating Israel. The 10 or 12 days, I think 10 days war. That's a war. With Hamas, it's not a war. They're freedom fighters. Resistance. No army, no tanks. So you couldn't handle Iran, could you?
Now I hear that Iran is trying to build up again, and if they are, we're going to have to...
Yeah, he's been saying that for how long now? They're going to build and build. Well, Israel has nuclear weapons. Look up the Samson option. Samson in the Bible that had the two columns, and he's like, "Alayya ala a'da'i," on me and the enemies, boom, and just commit suicide and killed everybody. Yeah, that's what Israel wants to do if it feels threatened. Don't be anti-Semitic.
Knock them down. We'll knock them down. We'll knock the hell out of them. But
We'll knock them down. Knock them down, boy.
hopefully that's not happening.
Hopefully that's not happening. I don't see you bringing any peace to the region with this monster next to you that keeps looking at you in admiration. He's like, we funded you, say the right things.
I heard Iran wants to make a deal. If they want to make a deal, that's much smarter. You know, they could have made a deal the last time before we went through, you know,
Before Israel decided to bomb them? Is that what you mean?
a big attack on them. And
Oh, it's good that you guys attacked them first. Look at this demon next to him. He's like, the smirk.
they decided not to make the deal. They wish they made that deal. So I think, again, they should make a deal.
What's the point of Malkowski just standing there and keep looking at Trump? Is that the blackmail, or the Kabbalah curse, or the control of the slave and the slave owner? It's very weird, isn't it?
They want to make a deal, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Yeah, please.
Mr. Tom Biden, WMLK 24 News Israel, would you support the overthrow of the Iranian regime?
Who?
Iranian regime.
You can't understand the Israeli accent.
I'm not going to talk about overthrow of a regime. They've got a lot of problems in Iran. They have tremendous inflation. Their economy is bust. Their economy is no good.
Oh, how about the economy here, President Trump? We're not suffering here as Americans? It's going to get worse this year, guys. You better buckle up, buddy.
And I know that people aren't so happy, but don't forget, every time they have a riot or somebody forms a group, little or big, they start shooting people.
Who's really killing people, Mr. President? You just bombed a few ships in the coast of Venezuela and claimed they're bringing drogas to America. You know that drugs don't come from Venezuela. They come from Mexico. And we just bombed, they just bombed Venezuela. Like, you really want that oil in Venezuela and Nigeria. Okay.
They kill people.
And you don't. You're innocent, right? You will face God, both of you.
And the people tend to, I've watched this for years, there's tremendous discontent. They form 100,000, 200,000 people. All of a sudden, people start getting shot.
What is he talking about? 100,000 people, 200,000 people.
And that group disbanded pretty quickly. So I've watched it for years. They're vicious people, yeah.
Mr. President, we can't go to one of you.
Oh, is he talking about the Israelis, the ITF, the Israeli terrorist forces? Yeah, very evil.
Support an attack, Israeli attack on Iran if Iran will not have a deal. If Iran will continue with their ballistic missiles and also nuclear weapons.
If they will continue with the missiles, yes. The nuclear, fast. Okay.
Nuclear fast? We didn't learn anything from bombing Japan, dropping bombs on Japan? We haven't learned anything from that, America? Imagine if you're Japanese. How would you feel? Just imagine. A civilian person, citizen of Japan. Japan is occupied right now. They don't even have an army. I have a friend who lived in Japan. He's Palestinian. He told me, you can watch the episode. He told me about Japan and how much is controlled by the US, and there's bases there, and the US military can do whatever they want and there's no consequences. Is that how you want the world to be? No sovereign nations? I don't think so.
One will be yes, absolutely. The other was, we'll do it immediately.
Mr. President, one of us from Channel 12 News. What are your plans regarding Gaza for the next few weeks?
Okay, so plans regarding Gaza. You notice most of the people asking questions, they're Israelis. Ironic.
We're going to be dealing on Gaza. That's why this very great prime minister is here right now. We're talking.
Very great prime minister. Really? You have not been watching the news, TV, social media, Trump? What this lunatic is doing and how he's a criminal that needs to go to prison? the ICC and all other courts, the justice system that you don't care about because you're above it?
Talking about Gaza, we're talking about a lot of things. We have about 5 major subjects that we're discussing, and Gaza will be one of those subjects.
Mr. President, can you guarantee
He didn't answer the question.
that the last hostages and Philip will be released before we continue to the second phase of the Gaza?
They're still talking about the hostages, prisoners of war.
Well, let's put it this way. Every hostage just about that's been released was released because of me, Steve Witkoff, Jared Kushner, my whole team, Mark.
It's all about me, and my team. You know that Israel killed most of its hostages and most of its people on October 7, the Hannibal Directive. Let's not forget that. And when the hostages get returned to Israel, they're in great condition, while when the hostages get released from the Israeli dungeons of the Palestinians, they come back and you know how they look like.
Rubio, Pete Hegseth, they were all released because of us.
Oh, he named all the lunatics, all the crazy people. Department of War. Wow. So just telling you.
None were released in the Biden administration. None.
Oh, he's proud of himself. He feels like he did something. Okay.
They were all released because of us. Then we had a lack of releases with respect to the dead. And all of a sudden they started coming back because I said, nope, you said you were going to. We have one wonderful young man whose parents are right now inside.
Propaganda. Inside Mar-a-Lago. You know, last night Malkowski celebrated with Trump in Mar-a-Lago. And they did a toast and all those things. And what a wonderful world. It's like so disillusioned, so disconnected with the world we're living in, these people. Wow. Just right in your face, man. The so-called 1%.
And he's what beautiful parents, a beautiful brother, sister, and like a beautiful family, and they're waiting for their son. See,
He nods his head. Malkowski's like, yes, they're beautiful because they're Israeli.
only one left, and we're doing everything we can to get his body back. And the parents just said, hopefully he's alive. And I said, I'd love you to think that way.
No, they're probably not, because Israel bombed 95% of every building in Gaza because Hamas was hiding under every building, apparently. Which, you know, you don't know where the hostages were, but you know where Hamas was. Well, if you know where Hamas was, don't you have the ability to do precise attacks, like assassinations, as we've seen around the world and in the US? So Hamas was under every building, which means the hostages were scattered around Gaza in every building. So you killed every hostage that is pronounced dead. Okay.
Okay?
President
So we're doing
Trump.
everything we can.
Do you have President Trump?
But then think of it. Out of all of these people, and I'm not just talking about the final 20.
Right.
Look at all of the people. What do you think the total number is?
255.
255. 255.
255.
254 came out, one more.
254 came out, one more. Is that how many people you killed in Gaza from your own people? And they're not civilians, guys. They're ITF soldiers off duty that were dancing in the festival that was relocated to the border of Gaza 2 days before the event. Yep.
Think of that. And we got them all.
President Trump.
Nobody else got them.
President Trump, does the reconstruction of Gaza? President Trump, does the reconstruction of
Hold on 1
Gaza?
second. Y'all do you. Just let her go.
Does the reconstruction of Gaza will begin?
She was trying to ask a question. Another guy was speaking on top of her because he's Israeli.
Even before Hamas is disarmed.
I think it's going to begin pretty soon, yeah.
Before Hamas is
He's
disarmed.
looking forward to it, so am I. Look, what a mess. What a mess it is.
How are you going to disarm Hamas. You can't even beat Hamas with flip-flops and old weapons and homemade rockets from materials that were left by Israel for decades. And you can't beat them. 95% of Gaza is gone and you still can't get rid of Hamas? And you're the fifth strongest military in the world? And you're God's chosen people? And God is on your side? And yet you can't beat Hamas. Why not? So who's God's chosen people?
And it's been a mess for centuries. It's been a mess for a long time.
For centuries. Centuries. Not 1948. Centuries.
It's seems to be born for that, but we're gonna straighten it out.
I don't know what that means, born for that. Did we forget how America was established? Do I need to remind you?
No, we're already starting certain things. We're doing things for sanitary conditions and others.
Sanitary conditions. What sanitary conditions, man? I got my friend in Gaza, and I'm going to show you a video of how they're living by the coast of the Mediterranean Sea. Take a look. Sanitation. Is that all they need? Wow, man. Wow.
Yeah, but Gaza's a tough place. You know the expression, it's a tough neighborhood. It's truly a tough neighborhood. Yeah.
It's a tough neighborhood. It's just a tough neighborhood. So if there's a tough neighborhood, you got to kill everybody and bomb everything that is there. That's a tough neighborhood. That's what you do in a tough neighborhood. If one guy walks to a building that is the bad guy, you should bomb the whole building. Right now, there's a mass shooter in Walmart, bomb the whole Walmart. Who cares? Kill everybody. Maybe you'll get the bad guy, maybe not, who knows? And if he takes hostages, who cares? Bomb it anyways.
You had a question in the back? Go ahead. Yeah, please, go ahead.
I'll ask you about the relationship between you and the Prime Minister.
What about it?
They said there is no relationship, good relationship between you.
Look at the demons laugh. Everything is funny to them. Killing is funny. Bombing, funny. Killing Nigerians, Venezuelans, Palestinians, Lebanese, Sudanese, Syrians, Armenians. It's funny. Russians, Ukrainians. It's funny, guys. It's so funny.
I don't think it can be better. We just won a big war together. You know, if we didn't beat...
They won a big war together. What war? What war did America ever win? It's a real question. Everybody, World War II. Yeah, you don't know history. Which war did America win on its own? Write it in the comments. Educate me.
Iran, you wouldn't have had peace in the Middle East because nobody would have been able, the Arab countries who have been fantastic would not have been able to make a deal. If we didn't wipe out their nuclear, we wiped it out. If we didn't...
You didn't wipe anything. It was all a show. You didn't wipe out anything. And Iran is not in the so-called Middle East, buddy. You have no idea of the term that you created. You don't even know how to use it.
Wipe out with our beautiful B-2 bombers. If we didn't add...
Beautiful B-2 bombers. Bombs are beautiful, guys. You didn't know that? They're beautiful. When you start hearing what they're saying, you'll understand how evil these people are.
We sent a lot of Tomahawks in there also, by the way.
Wow, they sent Tomahawks. And he's looking at him like...
From a submarine.
And what about the cargo that the president of Israel needs to give the Prime Minister?
A pardon?
The cargo.
I think you will. How do you not? He's a wartime prime minister who's a hero.
He's a hero. He wants to pardon the butcher of Gaza. How can you not? He's innocent, guys. He didn't do anything wrong. He just got us in the war in Iraq, which is something that Trump was against before becoming the president in 2016. That's how he won the people. He was the champion of the American people. Make America great again, right? Well, how about we make Israel Palestine again? You can get this hat on my website, theoliverootspodcast.com. Check it out.
How do you not give a pardon? You know, I think it's a very hard thing not to do it. I spoke to the president, and it's on. I mean, he tells me it's on its way. You can't do better than that, right? Please.
Wow. A pardon for this lunatic next to him. This is where we are, guys.
Venezuela, was the facility taken out by the U.S. military, or was it another entity like the CIA?
It was well, I don't want to say that. I know exactly who it was, but I don't want to say who it was. But you know, it was along the shore.
Yeah, I wonder who it was.
President, have you or anyone in your administration talked to Maduro recently?
Well, I spoke to him.
Recently?
Pretty recent. Reasonably recent, but nothing much comes of it, yeah.
Mr. President, can you explain the
You
importance
have to understand what he's done. They've sent billions of dollars of drugs in. But maybe just as bad, they've sent hundreds of thousands of people in from jails, from prisons, from mental institutions and insane asylums. The drug lords, the drug dealers were all sent into our country.
And we send billions and billions and billions of dollars to Israel and Ukraine. But who's counting?
But think of it, what he's done. Mar-a-Lago, probably the worst gang. They cut off people's fingers. One man made a phone call to complain about them. He cut off their hand. They cut off his hand.
Where's the video? You're complaining about somebody's hand while 500,000 people in Gaza were massacred and butchered by the guy you're standing next to. And you're talking about somebody getting his hand chopped. What are we doing here?
Don't ever make a phone call again. We'll cut off your hand. After that, we'll kill you, they said. That was.
Isn't that what the person next to you is doing? If you get out of line, that's why he keeps looking at you. He's like, I'll release the pictures. I'll release the footage from the Epstein Island. Be careful. Bet you Epstein is in Israel hanging out at Tel Aviv beach in the gay parade.
In Colorado. I know they sent in all of the bad ones. They sent in some bad people. And that to me was just terrible. And they send in drugs. Now, I will say this. 97% of the drugs coming in by sea stopped. We're trying to.
That's a lie. That is a lie. The drugs are not coming from Venezuela. You cannot even prove that. You're there for oil. And if you get to war with Venezuela, it's going to be another Vietnam. Everybody watching this should be against the war. Any war. Doesn't matter who's fighting who.
Figure out who the other 3% are. They have a hard time getting people to pilot those boats. But 97% of the drugs coming in by the ocean, by the sea, by water, are gone. Every boat that we take out, we save 25,000 lives of Americans.
25,000 lives in America are saved every time we bomb a boat in an area that we're not supposed to be bombing. And we have no idea what's on that boat and who's on that boat. What we bomb it anyways to save 25,000 lives of Americans. Well, let's say you are saving 25,000. Aren't you killing those for Israel in wars? Just asking.
Thank you very much, everybody. We'll see you. We're going to have a big meeting, and we'll see you in a couple of hours if you'd like. And if you'd like, you can come up and have lunch like you did yesterday. Would you like that or not? Do you want that? Oh, yes. Because some of them think it's terrible. It's a bribe.
There you have it, guys. This is what's happening in America at the end of 2025. I wonder what's going to happen in 2026, but I have a bad feeling because there has been a warning from the Buddhist monks. They don't leave monasteries for no reason. So if the monks are leaving that to walk in the US from another world to another world, from one country to another country, from one state to another state, from Texas to Washington, D.C., walk for peace. That's a warning, guys, that there is no peace, that war is coming. So pray for peace. May God be with you. Once again, Happy New Year. Christ is King, and always free Palestine.